Hello, today is Monday, January 17th, and our message today is the prosperity of this world is my birthright, and I share in the abundance. I'm gonna try to leave it over here today. I'm learning how to use the camera and all of this stuff. I'm definitely learning a bunch of skills I never knew I needed, and now I don't know what I would do without. But a big shout out because my son does help me a bunch. Anyways, today's reading is the Hidden Desire spread, and I'm pretty excited about this. It's a lengthier spread, but the messages I think are going to be really, really powerful. So I'm going to just start shuffling this. I'm using this Spirits of Darkness and Light divination deck by Mystic Moon Oracles. So today's, on this day in Majorca, it's an island off the coast of Spain, they celebrate the feast of San Antoni Festival on January 17th. And the revelers literally dance with the devil. Participants dress as dark devils, dancing from bonfire to bonfire in honor of a saint who survived a series of horrific demons in a Majorcan cave and lived to tell. So this is really, we're looking at what is the devil archetype. It connects to repressed natural urges, and this spread is going to examine that darker side of our nature. It will, guide us to a healthy expression of our deepest, most instinctive desires. So I'm going to actually pull one of these at the end. It'll be like our oracle message. I think to start, I'm going to do a door that we're walking through. I think I feel better, but let's do it that way. So we're gonna open the door, and then we're gonna cast the cards in the shape of the on the sort of and I'm using a Rider-Waite tarot. It'll be in the shape of the pitchfork, but I don't have a ton of space here, so the bottom of it I'm going to sort of curve it like a tail, like a devil's tail there. So let's pick a divine door, and so behind every door is an adventure, and so let's see what door is leading us to this hidden desire spread that we are about to go into. The Sacred Lotus, compassion in action, the chosen tool. I see now the lotus in your spirit's jewel. Oh, interesting. And then here's a picture of it. I'm going to leave it this way, and I'm going to pull the cards, and we're going to come back and revisit this message at the end, as well as, this prosperity of the world is your birthright, and we share in this abundance. So I'm going to move this over. I'm going to keep this door right here. And then I found a mini tarot for today because I want enough space to cast. It is a 10 card spread. So let's see. And I will say that for space, I'm actually filming this upside down, and then I learned this cool little trick on my camera that afterwards I can just flip it right side up. But it'll be different than what I was seeing when I cast these. If that makes any sense. It's just making sense to me. I'm just excited that it's day 17 and we are going strong, I think. At least that's how I feel. All right. So let's begin this, and let's, in the book it has this little trivia thing that says, did you ever notice that if you take the word devil and spell it backwards, it spells lived? I'd seen that one before, like God and dog, but it's devil and lived. So we're gonna really explore this energy of, the golden dawn, which is really assigned to the devil card, and the esoteric, title of laughter, expressing the amount of fun the devil card contains. And the devil card really wants to satisfy all material desires, love, fame, sex, money, pleasure, thirst, all of these. So, but where do we draw the line? So we're going to explore what is our hidden desire. And like I said, we're going to try to do this pitchfork and see what happens. And here's the door that we are walking through. So we're going to go one here. I'm going to make sure I read these right too, so I don't start reading the wrong message on the wrong spot. Let's see, that's 4. So this is 5 and 6. I'll come back and We'll come back and fix these a little. And then we have 4 cards, so we're gonna go 7. You know, I don't do reversals. 8, 9, and 10. I hope you can see all of those. We will find out when I'm done recording if this recorded and if it all recorded in frame. I may move them, but you know, the idea is this pitchfork. And so this would be in a straight line, but we'll go like this. Okay, so in our first question, I should say here is, what do I desire but can't express? We got the Hanged Man. That's really interesting because the Hanged Man is all about taking that pause, about suspending. The Hanged Man he's not forced, he's not being hung by someone else. He's, you know, you can tell he's not upset about being there. He's just hanging on. He's sometimes, you know, it could be a stagnant energy maybe it's a procrastination, that type of lethargic procrastinating energy. But overall, the hangman is asking us to take a moment of pause and assess a situation. So what we're desiring here, like what you're desiring but can't express, is really hidden. It's so hidden. Whatever this desire is, you have really blocked it in a way, like you've suspended it somewhere, you've paused it, you've put it away, but in a way that it might even be hard for you to recall what it is that desire is, because it's just in this hanging position that isn't able to go anywhere, like limbo. It's just stuck there. Because if we're asking what is this desire that you're wanting to uncover, and you're getting the Hanged Man, I am getting a message that for some you do know what it is, but it really is conflicting to you in a way that you can't get yourself to name it or call it by its name and say it out loud. We'll keep going, and we're gonna come back to this, I'm sure, because it's not, like I said, it's not, the other message I am getting is that for some, the hidden desire is literally this Hanged Man. It's the time to pause something that you're doing. So you might be always on the go, like from sun up to sundown, like you don't have a break. Like every moment is filled by taking care of others, by, you work for somebody, you're taking care of your family, you're doing you wear multiple hats, you're doing a lot of things, and you have this hidden desire to be able to just have the time to just hang and chill and not have to do anything or think about anything. So this is definitely, I'm getting 2 paths here. Maybe I should open 2 doors. Let's see what this message was again. The Sacred Lotus, compassion in action, the chosen tool. So compassion in action, this chosen tool. I see now the lotus in your spirit's jewel. Okay, there's 2 messages here. One is going to be that which you have suspended your desire for so long that you're struggling to even name it. Maybe there's multiple things you don't even remember, but that can very seamlessly work into the other message, which is the hidden desire of this time to do nothing, and in that nothing is really time for you to hang with yourself, take a pause to reassess who you are, what you want, so you just have a desire of this time to hang out and without noise, without those responsibilities. So we're going to try to follow along on these 2 first messages that I'm receiving here and see where they take us, to see if one ends up being more highlighted than the other. So 2 is this one, and the picture looks better. Let's try like that. So 2 is, what does my devilish secret world look like? And your devilish secret world looks like a fairy tale. It is this beautiful union where you have your perfect mirror partner, like the person you're offering someone your cup and they're offering you their cup. It's, like this is like that, soulmate, they say, energy, right? That perfect love, that um yeah, that fairy tale, the Prince Charming, the princess, that coming together. So in your secret world, you desire that kind of love romance story, where you have a partner and they see you for who you are and you see them, and you come together. There is no wanting to change anything, no conflict. You're just like two puzzle pieces that fit. Like it just works hand in glove, the two of you, and it's equal. The love, the admiration, the respect, that foundation, all of, the affinities, everything is matched. you know it's hard to say the word perfect and stand by that, but really it's like this perfect union. And that is what your secret world would look like, would be this very comfortable union between you and another person. And it could be a friendship, it could be um, a romantic partner for sure. It can also be in any relationship that's really important to you, that maybe has a little more conflict or it's less balanced in reality right now, I guess I should say, in real time. And so you have this, desire that in a secret world, you and your dad or your mom are best friends, or you and your son or your daughter, or your sister, your brother. Like it can be any like relationship, but there's someone in particular that you're thinking about, and in this secret world it looks like perfection. It really just works, and it works harmoniously, and there is no conflict, and everything is great. And that's a secret world that you're desiring, which, again, going back to this, what is the desire you can't express is maybe time to make this happen. Oh, let's keep going here. So this is the number 3 card, and the third question is, what hidden desire or theme recurs in my dreams? And it's the Ace of Pentacles. So it's an offer from above, from spirit, from God, from the universe, an offer of abundance, of material goods, of earthly possessions, of earthly ways here. So what in your dreams, a recurring theme is that, and it aligns really nicely with this Two of Cups, because if this is your secret world where you and a partner or a person that you do, that's currently in your life, right? But you live in this very perfect world that is not actually the way it is. In the recurring dream, having this offer of having anything and everything you desire here on earth, very material sense, resourced and provided. That would make sense, because in your secret world you have this perfect union. And so if you're in recurring dreams, you're receiving all of this material resource, then you and your partner would be living, not just in this great partnership, but without any worry of, job, resource, home, maybe retirement, or, when can we retire if we're just working so hard? Which goes back to his Hanged Man, that if you're in either message, right? If you're someone that can't even really discern anymore what is that desire, or the desire is just for the time to have to sit with yourself and figure this out, because the grind is so real and it's so never ending and just going, then having this perfect union, this partner that is whatever it is that you're desiring. Like I said, the Prince Charming or the princess. Are you the princess that wants that Prince Charming to come in and take care of you, and you can do whatever you want, and they're gonna take care of all the the needs, right? Our basic needs that we need to live in this world, or vice versa. The princess looking for this princess that's gonna come in and like dote and take care of everything. Like in these very assigned roles that we can. This is a hidden desire. So we live in a time and space where we're continually shifting and changing our ideologies and what we think is a norm. And so for some, this message is really saying that there's this desire to maybe have that fairy tale story that sometimes, like, the today can be looked at and almost frowned upon because it's not fitting a mold of where our culture as a whole has been heading. And this is saying, you're desiring that person to come in, to swoop in, and together you can then have this beautiful, like, kingdom, right, that has all the coin and the material goods that you need. So the recurring dream is that this gets offered, and you have all of that. So then in our fourth place here, what relationship do I have to my natural urges such as sex or eating? And the Three of Pentacles, is all about foundation, frameworks, structure, what you lay down to then build on. So the relationship, that you have to these natural urges is structured, is it's measured, it's very grounded, so it's rooted in reality. So your relationship to those natural urges, I said in the beginning, the devil card wants to satisfy all these material desires, from love to sex, money, pleasure, hunger, fame, like all of those things. And it's the esoteric sort of title, right, of the devil card is laughter, because there is no amount too great of fun that the devil card, all that the devil represents enacting. So the relationship that you have with those natural urges is very grounded, it's realistic, it's structured. So again, going to this, it makes a lot of sense because if the reality is that you are someone that is measured, logical, like I said, this is a very grounded energy. It's very rooted, it's stable, it's stable, it's committed, it's loyal. It's a great card. In regards to your natural urges, though, it's really pointing here to that containment. So if the hanged man is that desire you can't express, because this is such a you know by the book, hardworking card of maintaining that status quo and building up everything in a very linear way, then the hanged man would pause that and would give that space to have this secret world where you're frolicking and it's love and it's like whimsical, and this lion has wings so it's whimsical, and then you have but you have everything you need. So this really tells me that the relationship you have to those natural urges is so contained, but in part of that is to maintain that stability, to have your basic needs, to have the home, to have the savings account, to have all of those pieces in line. And that's great, there's like zero wrong with that, but this is the hidden desire spread. So this is the reality of how this is the relationship you have to those urges. It's contained, and we can see that already by how what's underneath and what's hidden is coming through. So now this is our fifth question here, is what pleasure do I seek? And the Chariot, it's interesting because the Chariot, like this Three of Pentacles, is very stable energy, is very grounded energy. But the Chariot is also fierce in achieving or attaining the stability. So the Chariot wants to lay this, the Chariot is victorious. The Chariot is, I'm going to persevere. I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep going until I reach my goals, and I will reach my goals. I will be victorious in that pursuit, which is, as a major arcana card, is much more stable, long-term energy than, say, the Three of Pentacles, but it's still in line with that. And so if this is the pleasure that you seek, it's this leveled up, where the Pentacles is that the structure, the foundation, like the early layings down of what it is that you're going to build on, that stability, that really rooted energy to build your family from your business, all of that when you're starting out, a little unknown, but you're getting there. The Chariot would be the card that says you've achieved that. So the pleasure that you seek really continues to point towards that material, that financial stability. And it can come from, again, the Chariot, persevering in a career to get the promotion that you want, the degree that you seek, the title that you're looking for, the, whether this is a hidden desire. So the fame, all of those parts, you're seeking the pleasure of victory to where you don't have to worry about finances, about love, about anything. Like, you have that moment of victory. And it's also a very the emotion behind, there's emotion behind the Chariot, because to be that fierce, to not want to stop until you achieve your goal, there is a desire in that. And so if we're following our pitchfork here and taking this moment to reassess, it's sort of leaning more towards that message of someone who might have had a lot of dreams and desires, but contain them to be practical, pragmatic, logical, and work towards something. But the desire is still there to have this you're dreaming about this financial freedom, so you can then take this pause, this hangman pause, to maybe reassess what is that hidden desire. But the pleasure will come when you feel you can take the break, and that will only come with I'm getting this message that there's a measure, like a financial measure that you have set, whether it's a number of money you want in savings, or whether it's a position at work, or a career, like a degree for a career, whether it's a particular home or a car or clothes, whatever material symbol that equates to a particular status of achievement. That's the pleasure that you will seek when you've achieved, this ultimate, race that you've won. And so you will seek the pleasure after that gets. So if the pleasure you're seeking is the stability, is this knowing that you have this total financial freedom, then I see this desire coming through that's been hidden. But it won't happen because you won't seek the pleasure out until you're in this very stable, victorious position. Which is, it definitely makes sense to the message thus far. So our sixth question is, what pain do I wish to avoid? And the Wheel of Fortune. So the pain you wish to avoid is that uncertainty. It's that unknown, that if I'm too frivolous with my finances, it's like the stock market. It goes up and down, and you have to follow different trends. It's not just, the economy, but what affects the economy. Is it a political trend? Is it a social trend? Is it climate? Is it, what is it that is affecting the economic trends? And then where does that take us? So if we're looking and it's unstable, they'll ask you, do you want to invest your money in an aggressive fund, or in a more conservative, like, fund? Like, you'll make more money in this aggressive way, but you can also lose it faster. Like, in the same way that you're gaining it, you can lose it because it's unknown. It goes up, but it might go down, but it always comes up too. So it's that Wheel of Fortune. What comes up must go down. It's just round and round it goes. So there's always that balance. But that is the pain that you wish to avoid. So it really speaks again to this hidden desire of the Hanged Man, of having put any desire on pause so far back you don't remember, or desiring the time to relish in that. I'm getting the sense that just to even have a pause, to be frivolous in your thoughts, is something you can't even imagine doing, because the fear of what the pain is. I'm definitely sensing that maybe you have experienced loss of, maybe you lost your home, your job, a partner, yeah, for some it is that, and there's been this loss. And so it's hard to take a chance again, or to want to take the steps to move, to get this, to take the pause to figure this out. But then what comes next is, you need to then take the next step. And what is that next step? And can you take that next step? Will you take that next step to want to fulfill that hidden desire? And what's stopping you is the knowing of having experienced a past pain of the disappointment and the loss. And that's so great that you would rather stay in a very focused, very realistic, grounded energy than to even allow yourself to think and dream about what were these hidden desires. I'm going back to this sacred lotus. This compassion in action. How the lotus is, in your spirit's jewel. How can you see that lotus in your spirit's jewel? And so it really, compassion in action. And it really, this pain was the pain of losing, like I said, whether it was a partner, a person close to you, and possibly how that unstabilized your material reality has caused pain that you really wish to avoid. It could have, for some, this could really have meant like maybe losing a parent or a guardian early in your life, and that unsettled the rest of your life. And so maybe you had to go to work earlier, you couldn't go to school because you had to help your family. Situations like that really affect us to the point where where our own desires are so hidden that we're in this hanging, very stagnant energy when it comes to what is it that we desire. Because as I'm looking at this whole spread, before we even get to the other questions, we don't have a single wand energy. And wands are representative of these lower chakras here, of the sacral and the solar plexus, where we carry in the center of our of our stomach, of our pelvic floor, where we carry all of our desire and our creativity, our passion, our innovation, all of that spark. We have a lot of pentacle energy, which is very rooted and grounded, and it's great. I mean, we all seek to be more grounded. Usually we're too in this dreamy, what do I want? And we're impulsive, and we can, act flighty or really quickly and not be grounded and have a view of everything. A lot of times, we just chase what feels good in this moment, right? Like all those things that the devil card wants to satisfy. And this spread here doesn't have that energy. So we'll keep going through the other questions, but I just did want to point that out as I glanced over. There is a lot of this very rooted energy, but it really is tied to a loss. There was a great loss in the flesh that you felt, and it could have been, like I said, home, money, a person. Is something that was lost, maybe multiple things, but they affected you in a way that you have suppressed your desires. And so it's hard to even imagine what is it that I have hidden in a desire, because if it doesn't fit the path, then it's like there's a real fear of even exposing it and giving it words, giving it a title, giving it legs to actually take flight. Okay, in the 7th card, we have, do I desire power over another? We have the 5 of Pentacles. So, I mean, I wouldn't say that this is you desiring power over another person, but I'm thinking of this loss again. And so this is really saying to me that the loss of this, the shift in stability, in financial stability that you've experienced, has given you, it was caused by, again, whether like the person who fired you, or your job got cut because there wasn't a need for it or something, you lost your job. Maybe a parent lost their job and then the bank foreclosed on the house and now you all were homeless, so you need to go stay with family. Whatever person you can look towards and say, this is what began this shift of me losing and having this unstable financial ground to stand on, that's who you have some resentment towards. And it's not that you're wishing power necessarily over them. It's more that there is a bit of blame towards them. So it's not that you want to, again, like have some sort of power over this person or whoever it was, and it could really, it could be God, it could be God, you lose a person that, when you're young and there's no explanation, but then you see this sort of domino effect of things shifting in your life, and who do you want to blame? And people are upset. And so you maybe you look towards a higher entity that is intangible, and it's hard to explain and it's hard to believe in, and now you have this loss. So you feel it's a really deep, intense emotion that there is a person, place, or thing or something that you definitely can point to as the moment that things shifted, right? When this wheel of fortune came down and that pain that you felt. And so I'm getting a really strong message that, if this is resonating, what that moment was. And like I said, it's either a person, a place, a thing that happened that did that. And so you don't desire to have power over it, but you definitely feel it. And you definitely feel that overtook you in a way that you don't want others to feel that, but you really never want to experience that again. So your desire is in power over them, is power over the situation that put you in the situation that got you in this, in this way of then focusing. And look at how the cards align. So you have the Five of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles. Going this either direction, it's from this space of feeling left out, of feeling like you've been, they're outside, and there's this really bright window with these Five Pentacles, and so there's a place to go in, but they're out here. And so this is where you were feeling you were left, something overpowered. It's not so much that overpowered you, but the situation that you faced, you just don't desire that like this. And so what your desire is to never be outside again. So you have established a really solid, foundation of with any desire, with any sort of wish or dream, you have really contained that to stick to very realistic parameters. And then you even dream, though, where you dream in your dream state that someone just offers you maybe opening this door, right? So it's not so much that I'm getting the message that you desire power over another, but you desired power over the situation that got you, that really is the situation we're talking about, got you here. And so that's what you desire to have power over, and never feel this left out, not have money, not have a home, not have love, not have whatever it is that came down on this wheel. You desire to have the power over never being in that position again. This one is, do I desire another to have power over me? And it's really, to me, tied to this, what your secret world looks like. So just like this one, it's not that you're feeling that you want to have power over a person, and it's more over a situation that got you here, even though, like I said, you can really pinpoint who, what, when, where. This card about, do you desire another having power over you? Based on the cards, this says to me, right, the message I'm receiving is that yes, you want power, you want another to have power over you, but not in this fairy tale way. So the Six of Swords is a family, and their canoe, their boat is going towards somewhere, right? There's an island, or there's land over here and trees, and they're heading out, but they're together. So if this is the card that represents, like, the question is, do you desire another to have power over you? I mean, it's like a yes and a no moment here, because again, it goes back to the secret world where you have this fairy tale, really great partnership. And so the desire to have, for someone else, for another to have power over you, it really speaks to you wanting to have that, to have that partner, that family that gets in that boat to leave a situation and go with you towards, your chariot victory, perhaps, that is with you to build this foundation, that is there, to receive all of this. So it's this desire that you have somebody, that you have a group, your family, your and family can be, blood related or chosen, but the desire for someone to have power over you is more to do with you knowing that if you need to make a run for something, you're going to take this pause. You figure out what is your hidden desire and you're ready to go for it. Or you're like, the hidden desire is we do all this magical stuff once we have our coin in place. Whatever that is, your desire is to have someone or multiple people, to have a group, of people that will get in that boat with you. And in that, you want to be able to let your guard down enough to let that in. So that desire for another to have power over you is really speaking to your ability to have that, to get out of your headspace, to be vulnerable and let somebody who's offering you their cup for you to receive that in this secret world. And then it would be okay if they were like, let's go, then you would hop in that boat with them and go. And if you wanted to go, they would hop in the boat with you and go. And that's the desire, is to, get out of your head enough to be able to have that moment of, of letting the guard down, of having that pause of time to really let that desire come up and you owning it. And part of it is the stability, and stability, not just you, which is the feeling I'm getting, is that you feel that it really is just you working at everything to keep everything together and moving and going. But if you were asked, how do you want to do this? You would want to know that when you needed to leave, if you had to go, like you want to say, this is my tribe, these are my people, and I'm hopping in this boat because they are, or they're hopping in the boat because I am. But that's the kind of power that you would want someone else to have over you, is that total trust and full surrender of faith to that relationship. And really, I'm getting this message again that you want to see compassion in action. How does that look? How is the lotus, your spirit's jewel? And could you surrender to another that way? That's the kind of power you would be okay with someone having over you. Do my secret urges and needs express themselves in unhealthy ways? The Eight of Pentacles is like the apprentice card. It's learning a trade, going to school, learning something, how to do something new, and not stopping until you achieve, the highest level of it. So if you're working towards a promotion or a certain, like, not stopping until you get there, you're learning something new, but you're excited about it. It's helping towards this Three of Pentacles structure and framework that you're working towards this chariot action. It's you're learning that. And so this card, in the message or in the question of, do my secret urges and needs express themselves in unhealthy ways? Oh, okay, so I'm going to say yes. This is the message I'm getting, is that it's like this, it's like all of these are like yes and no answers, because it's not unhealthy to be really, to have a solid work ethic. It's not unhealthy. It's actually good. And I would say in many ways, sometimes it lacks some nowadays. A lot of people don't, it's just generational. So I find that it's not a bad thing to have a good work ethic. In this spread, it is a little unhealthy, because you have put all of your time and energy and effort into working, continually learning your craft better, continually working to be the best at, whether it's at home, in your job, wherever you are continually learning and growing and working in that space, but to the detriment of your hidden desires, of your dreams, to the detriment of you having fully extinguished this passion, desire, this creativity. Maybe once you had a lot of ideas and you were really innovative and you always thought of things and you were, that was exciting. but somewhere along the line you hung that up and you haven't revisited. And so, but you dream about it, in, like the Two of Cups, you mirror the desire with that pragmatism of making sure that the structure is set. So it's very real world, we need money for XYZ. It's not frivolous energy at all. And so, where it's somewhat unhealthy for you is that you're not expressing any of your urges in this, almost reckless, impulsive way that desire works. And instead, you focus everything is work related or career related, job related, and that can be maintaining your home and your family and everybody going great. The kids are doing what they need to do, your partner's doing everybody's, you keep everything a well-oiled machine in any area that you're involved in. But it's become unhealthy in the way that you don't know what is your desire and you don't know how to express that. So in this position, the Eight of Pentacles is a workaholic card that is showing, great that the impulse and the urges aren't, debaucherous in any way, but overworking and masking this part of who you are is unhealthy too. So how can you express your hidden needs in a manner serving my highest good? Got the Three of Cups. And so this is all about celebration, but more than anything, it's cups energy. So if we look at your secret world and then the message the Spirit has for you in regards to how can you express your hidden, this hidden desire in this way. So your secret world and that, they're both cup energy. And cup energy is this. It's the center. It's the heart. It's love. It's compassion. It's empathy. It's all of the feelings, emotions, all of that. It is that dream state. It's where, all of that comes. It's that watery sensation that, where if this is our passion, our creativity, and here is where you get a little scared or you get the excitement when you get these really fiery urges or this very, head space, thinking things through, where it meets in the middle and you have this explosion of, that nervousness of, should I take a chance, like the wheel, is it going to go up, is it going to come down, I don't know, that uncertainty. But it's passion, right? It's compassionate versus this fiery passion, right? It's love. And so the way that you can express that, it's this celebration. There's 3 people here celebrating. There's 3 people here on our boat. There are 3 people here in this pentacle cards. I would look into that, like whatever that perfect structure is that in some way is just manifesting itself here in this reading, it leads towards some of this hidden desire. And so it's not just a desire to have this secret world where you have this great, fairy tale partnership, and it all anchors on like having this financial stability and no worries about that ever shifting. And in all of that, there is this celebration where you can let your guard down and breathe and celebrate that, and celebrate freely, not pragmatically per se, but freely, just to hang out. I mean, this is the let's party, right? This is a celebration card. Let's drink too much, eat too much, dance too much, but it's coming from a place of love, and it's not a bad card. It's a great way. It's a great way. Now, how that comes together, it all comes back to that hanged man as that desire that can't be expressed. And I think that the message that is clear here is that there was a loss that was felt, but the loss was felt in material ways. It affected, it stabilized your financial situation. And so that has got you working really hard to the detriment of not having any time to do anything else. And because of that, you dream about this you're tired. You want that financial freedom so you can take a break, but you're really focused on achieving that as well. And you will. But because of this, you're not too sure if you're more feeling that you don't have the people with you that you would want to take off with. You're desiring, you're dreaming about that. That's like that's a hidden desire. And to serve your highest good, you need to balance this work with some time to, let's pull a couple of these, to be able to, let's pull three, to be able to have time to relax and to breathe and to enjoy some of this work that you're putting, so much of this work that you're putting into creating this stable foundation for your life without having time to live it, and that's really what it's telling you, is that you need to enjoy the fruits of your labor. You need to start doing that. And the little bits is a 3 card, so a little bit you can start doing this and having that fun and finding little pockets of time to enjoy yourself and reward yourself. Then that will help to unveil what's a deeper desire that's been hidden. So from this Spirits of Darkness and Light divination deck, we got the Spirit of Armor, Defense, Tactical, Guarded, Spirit of Christ, Forgiveness, Reconciliation, Unconditional Love, and Masculine Spirit, Action, Power, Dominance. Perfect. This is, come on, Spirit, so clear. You're definitely in this Spirit of Armor. They're guarded. There's a defense. This is tactical, very tangible to the material goods that you're working towards. There was a loss here. And so this is the Spirit of Christ is asking you to begin to forgive yourself, forgive the space. Let's go back to this compassion in action, right? Unconditional love, to have that reconciliation. The loss could have been that. It could have been a loss of a partner for different reasons, for too much work, not enough attention to the home. In your defense, you're just working to build it, and that could have been like a parent's defense too, and you felt left out, or a friend group and one just keeps going and leaves you a little bit behind, or your partner. But in their defense, it was, because they're building this solid foundation. There's this very action, power, dominance energy that is guiding this, this earth energy that's very rooted, but it's very focused for a victory, for a win. It's working really hard to achieve this. And so this action, this power, it's in the center here. We're being asked to forgive, to reconcile, and to function from that unconditional love place, this place that you secretly desire. This is your secret world. And you start getting there by having those moments of celebration and those moments of acknowledging what you do have, because you work really hard, and you are achieving everything, and it's victorious. It does not seem like you're going to be losing any of this anytime soon or ever, except for you're missing that that heart space, that fulfillment of having a partner, a family, a social group. You're missing that. There's an isolation. There's a bit of a lonely feeling here, and it can be lonely with a family, right? If the hidden desire was, again, this hanged man energy, let's figure out what it is that we're desiring, that we are so far off our path of desire that we can't recognize, or we're really asking for time so that we can reevaluate where it is that maybe we've been doing too much, that we don't give ourselves time for this to celebrate. So that is, that was a long one. That was a fun one. That was a lot. I'm like chills. I get excited. It's just like nonstop when I'm doing these. I'm having a really great experience in my own practice doing these. Day 17. This was a Hidden Desire spread. Super excited. I'll see you again tomorrow, January 18th.